Okay. So hello, everybody. I'm Jody Potiker. I organize the So Many Women, So Little Time meetup group and now Lesbian Getaways. And I'm going to introduce Dimitra Cameronou. I'm laughing. I don't know if any of you have seen our videos on our website, but we did a little brief, fun video, and it took me 3 times to say your name right. And we decided to just leave the video up because it was funny. So I hope, it comes across funny and not silly. But anyway, this is Dimitra. Hi, Dimitra. Welcome all the way from Greece. So Dimitra and I met at the end of 2022, when I went over to Greece for the International Women's Festival. We met each other and we just hit it off so much. And I feel really excited and honored to be able to call her my partner. We together have so much fun and we collaborate so well together and we balance each other just perfectly well. So we're going to get into that a little bit so you can understand more of the details of what we're talking about. So, but I went over in 2022. I got invited to the festival. At the last minute, I posted, "Hey, who wants to come with me?" So there was 5 of us that went together, and I was so pleasantly surprised at what a wonderful time I had. There's women from all over the world that go to the festival, particularly European women, Israeli women, and then just scattered about, but not that many Americans. And I thought, knowing me, I thought I might have to do something about this. There should be more Americans here. So, so that was part of what sparked my interest in putting together groups. And then also meeting Dimitra and seeing what her incredible background is and what she has to offer. And that's just kind of how Women's Sacred Roots got started. Do you want to introduce yourself, Dimitra? So what we're going to do, we're going to talk a little bit about the itinerary. I'm going to show you photos and a couple of videos from past trips, answer any questions you have, and then we'll go from there. So Dimitra, do you want to start? Or we'll just go ahead and talk about the trips. Actually, let me first give you an overview. There's 2 trips. One's in June, one's in September. They're different. So the one in June has 2 weeks of Sacred Roots. So it's kind of going to be a deep dive into the culture, archaeology, history of Greece and ancient Greece. And we're emphasizing the goddesses and the feminine aspects of Greece. The Greek goddesses are just, they offer so much and as far as archetypes go, but I'm going to let Dimitra talk about that. So June is 2 weeks, basically 13 days deep dive into Sacred Roots. And then I added an add-on to come back with me over to Lesbos because it got requested. And I thought, shoot, people are traveling so far to go to Greece, and some people just don't want to go back yet after 13 days. So they're going to come with me over to the island, to the little village where the festival happens in September. And I recently am a partner in a restaurant and bar right on the beach in Eressos. So I'm going back there and I'm starting my first season. I'm going to be there all summer, starting my first season at this beautiful restaurant. And so people are going to come back. And the second part is basically integrate, rest, relax, and integrate. So after 2 weeks of Sacred Roots, you're going to have a lot stirred up inside of you that we're confident about. And so it's going to be mostly kind of relaxing downtime. And if anybody wants to put together a day trip, I will support and help that to happen. It's very easy. You can rent a car and go to some villages close by. So if people want to do that, great. If they don't, you can just relax in this adorable little village. It's a very authentic little village on an island that is it's not a very touristy island. So the people that travel there are a lot of Greek people go there for vacation. It's less expensive and it's not all fancy and flashy like Mykonos, Santorini, and all that. Karen.
And how long is that for?
That is for 6 days. So it's the 1st to the 13th and then the 13th to the 19th. Okay, so you can do both parts or you can just do the first part. September is different because we took the best of Sacred Roots. So it's 1 week of Sacred Roots. It's the 1st to the 8th, which will be really the highlights of Sacred Roots. And then we go back to the island. We have a couple days in between to either do day trips. We're going to go to Amazonas Ecoland, which is Israeli friend of mine bought 7 acres of land and is building up a women's retreat center. So we have a day that we go there. We do a walking tour through the little village that's there. We go down to the beach and then we have a party and a meal and have a whole experience at Amazonas. And then the festival starts. So we have designed the second part of this trip to also be light on Demetra and my time. And the reason is festival's going to keep you plenty busy. There's lots to do at the festival. But what I felt was so important about being part of the group to go to the festival, because you can go to the festival by yourself. You don't have to be in the group. But I feel it's very important to be part of a group. And we will have an orientation day, which I'm trying to get the women at the festival to have an orientation day. It's really important and it's missing, in my opinion. So we'll walk you around the village. We'll show you where everything is. We'll explain how to get around in the festival and get the most out of the festival. But most importantly, we're going to be a group. And it's really nice to be in a group to go to the festival. So the festival is spread out all through Arezzo. It's not like we think of a festival. You know, we think of a festival at a big venue, and there's vendors and different stages and music and talks, and you're in one place and you're going to the festival. But this is different. The festival kind of spreads out through the whole village. And I can show you a picture of this village. It's small. So the festival takes over the whole village. And what's so magical about it is there's lesbians everywhere, everywhere. So part of the fun is you're just walking around, you're making friends, you're getting to know people, and everywhere you go, hey, how you doing? Oh yeah, you come and sit down, have a drink there, you go for a walk with this person. But you know, I met a really nice friend. One sec, Karen. I met a really nice friend and she went alone and she had a good time. But so much of her focus was meeting people, having people to hang out with, knowing what to do when, you know, it was really different. So what we'll do together is we're going to have this time together. Some people will be coming over from Sacred Roots, and then there'll be some people that are just coming for the second part. They're not coming to Sacred Roots. So we're going to introduce, we're going to do icebreakers and great things so that everybody gets to know each other. And then each morning we're going to meet and we're going to have breakfast together and we're going to look at the day's schedule. And that's when you can say, hey, who's going to this event? Who wants to go to the workshop? Anyone want a paddleboard? Does anybody want to rent bikes? And we'll kind of plan out our days together. And that's the beauty. So you'll always have your friends and you'll always have that table to sit at with your people. It does make a difference. And then, yeah, so that's kind of the nature of June versus September. Go ahead, Karen, what's your question?
How long's that?
Okay, so it's 8 days on the mainland, and then the festival itself is 10 days, and there's a couple days in between. So we can do, like I said, I can help you organize day trips. You might just want to hang out. It's a really nice place to just, you bring your book and you sit at a cafe. Hopefully it'll be Hara, which is the name of my restaurant, which means joy. You'll sit and you'll have some juice or some coffee and just relax. And the sea is so beautiful that it's kind of most people's daily activity is, okay, when am I going swimming? Because it's just beautiful, and I'll show you pictures for that. So I have spoken a lot. Let's see. Okay, yes, so the festival, and I did spend a ton of time. I spent a ton of time working on this, which is the website. I'm hoping all of you have at least taken a look because I did some serious details on here. So you can see the hotel, and we'll go through this, but this is my restaurant here, this Hara Beach Bar. The hotel is called Aeolian Village. Oh, sorry. It's a actually, we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. It's a 4-star hotel. So within the city, the village is called Eressos, 2 parts. Scala Eressos. Scala is the beach part of the city. So there's also scalas in different areas. Scala Kaloni, Scala Eressos. There's different scalas. Scala Eressos is where the festival takes place. It's the kind of the touristy, cute little seaside village. There's also Eressos Village, which is about a 45-minute walk or a 5-minute drive up the hill, nestled in the mountains. That's where people live. A lot of people live. Lots of lesbians are buying property, opening businesses, lots, because it's very reasonably priced. And it's when if or when you see it, you'll see why. So that's the village. So the Scala, which I'll show you a picture of, is just a small little area. The Aeolian Hotel is at the end of it, and it's about a 15-minute walk. It's just at the end of the beach, walk into town. It has a beautiful pool, beautiful grounds. It has water sports, bikes for rent, tennis and paddleboard courts. And, it's not necessarily fancy like we might think of fancy, but it's very nice. It's clean, the rooms are nice, the food is delicious. So each morning we'll have their buffet breakfast, which is wonderful Greek with everything you could want for breakfast, and we'll meet there every morning, which is it's just a really nice place. So does that answer that question? Okay, we'll get there. We're going to try to cover everything. So now I'm going to be quiet. Yay! And I'm going to spotlight Dimitra here, because then she'll show up on the recording also as spotlighted. Take it away, Dimitra. I can play the video or whatever you want, Dimitra. Also, okay, I'm ready to do whatever you need.
Okay, thank you. I will try to share my screen and show the itinerary. So my background is in archaeology and also in somatic psychotherapy. And I have also done some training in yoga and Feldenkrais. So combining the knowledge from all these fields, I do something that I call experiential embodied initiation in the sites of the Greek goddesses. So we go to the sanctuaries of the goddesses, and it's not like a guided tour. This temple was built this century and destroyed this century. You will have experience there. We try to convey the energy of the places, because these Greek goddesses, like Artemis, Aphrodite, Demeter, Athena, they represent our archetypical qualities of the women, and we are born with these archetypes. So it is very important to rediscover these archetypes within us, to discover our sacred self, and also to develop ourselves within these experiences. So I will try to share my screen and show you the itinerary. We have chosen an itinerary that is the most representative itinerary you can do in Greece. Tonight we arrive in Athens. We will have dinner in Athens. In Athens, we will stay in a hotel where you can get there directly from the airport with the metro or with a taxi. And the first day, we're going to visit Eleusis. This is the sanctuary of Demeter, the goddess of the earth.
Dimitra, are you meaning to move the slideshow? Because it's showing the first slide right now. It didn't show Athens, and now you're on the third slide.
Oh, what is happening? Wait. So now can you see the slide on?
Yeah, now it changed. We didn't see the Athens slide. I don't know if you want us to.
Okay.
There.
This is the Athens slide. So we will arrive in Athens. We will spend the first night in Athens in a hotel next to the American Embassy, a very good area of Athens. And the next day, the next morning, our trip will begin. So the first place we will meet is the sanctuary of Demeter. Okay, the Eleusinian mysteries are the best kept secret of the ancient world. anyone, women, men, slaves, children, could attend these mysteries. And the aim was to make peace with death. Therefore, they were very important for the ancient Greeks. So we will have experiences there, what I call experiential initiation in the Eleusinian mysteries. And this is a place where we can connect with our beloved that are deceased. And it's a place also to let go of the grief we have for the people that are no longer in our lives or for unmet needs. So this is a fundamental part of our itinerary. So first
Dimitra,
we connect with this grief and we let it go. Yes?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Somebody's asking June or September, so should we just have them refer
Okay.
to? And also
Okay,
one
so-
more thing, can you change this to the slideshow because the picture's coming out very small in the middle? Do you
Okay.
see, there's a, when you look at view, there's a slideshow and it will make the whole screen the slide. So we can see it. Or if you can just change the view like to larger.
I think I have done that. You cannot see it now,
Okay,
larger?
can everybody, I just asked the question in the chat, it's just it's small, but if everybody can see it, it's okay. Okay,
Is it
Okay.
still small?
okay,
I have a
okay,
suggestion.
okay, they said they can enlarge it on their own screen. It's
Okay.
small, right, so, okay. Okay,
Okay.
I'm sorry, was this June or September?
These are both June and September. I will tell you what's the difference between June and September. So first we
Thank
do the LOCs, and then we pass the Corinth Canal, which is the threshold to Peloponnese. Peloponnese is the place where the Greek civilization, together with Athens, flourished. It's like a peninsula. And then both in June and in September itineraries, we will visit ancient Corinth, which was the biggest sanctuary of Aphrodite in the ancient world. Also there was the holy prostitute center.
can you advance the slides, Dimitra? So we can see
Sorry?
the canal, can you advance the slide so we can see the canal and now you're on ancient Corinth? The slides.
So this is the canal. Can you see
No,
it?
no, we're still on Ulysses.
Oh, what is happening?
Are you clicking on you're clicking on the left on the slide? You can just click on it on the left.
Jody, maybe you should show the slideshow while Dimitra is narrating, and then
Yeah,
it could
I
be
could
big.
if you want to send it to me, I can do that, Dimitra, or you just have to click on it on the left whenever you change to the next one. Thank you, Bonnie
So
Lee.
now can you see ancient Corinth now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And the next one is so in both trips in September and in June, we will pass from Eleusis, where the Eleusinian mysteries took place, and then we will also pass from Corinth, where Aphrodite's sanctuary was in the ancient world, and we will arrive in Xylokastro. Xylokastro is a beach town, and you will see it here. And we will stay 3 days there, and this will only happen in June. And these 3 days will be like the healing, the catharsis, I would call it catharsis part of the trip. So here on the map, you see that we start from Athens, we pass from Eleusis, we pass from Corinth Canal, ancient Corinth, and we arrive in Xylokastro. And the next day, from Xylokastro, we will go to Hera's sanctuary. Hera was the mother of the gods, of the Olympus gods. So there is an altar there. It's a very powerful place. It's next to a small port, and we will do catharsis rituals there. Next to it is Vouliagmeni Lake, a very beautiful lake, and we will end our day in a healing spa center, a very beautiful one, to complete the whole catharsis ceremony. And the next day, this is only on the June trip, these 3 days in Xylokastro and the excursions we'll do from there. We will go to Hermes Mountain. This is the mountain where Hermes was born, and we will do a hiking to the Nymphs waterfall. There is a lot of mythology there, and also plants mythology as well. It's an amazing place. The hiking is not difficult, but at a point we have to use ropes. In case you don't want to do this hiking, the villages there are very beautiful, and you can stay in the village, and we will meet afterwards for a lunch in a very picturesque, one of the most beautiful villages in Greece. It is actually a winter resort. And the next day, we will go to ancient Sparta. So both in September and in June, we will visit ancient Sparta. This is, you all understand it, Sparta is a place of empowerment. I wanted to show you this photo from our last trip. We spent half an hour on the archaeological site of Sparta, and we did some empowerment ceremonies there. And you can see on the faces and on the posture of the women, you can see the empowerment they felt in this place. So what we try to do is we try to convey the energy of the places. And that day we will arrive in Sparta Gaia. So in both trips, in September and in June, we will spend most of the days in Sparta Gaia. Sparta Gaia is the house I have inherited from my ancestors, from my grandfather. So it is an 18th century mansion, but Spartan mansion, not like the American mansions you have. Being an archaeologist, I tried to preserve it as authentic as possible, and I was lucky enough to have inherited all the furniture and the women arts and crafts and embroidery and carpets and all these things. So it is like a museum of the 18th century agricultural life in Greece, Sparta Gaia. And there is also a big garden there. And in the garden, I grow only native Greek trees and herbs, a lot of herbs. This place is ideal for growing herbs. We will have breakfast there every morning. The breakfast is local. It is vegetarian, it's mostly organic, it is homemade. We have a huge variety of different things. You will see here there are almost 20 vases every morning, selected from different places of Greece, so you can have flavors from local Greek products. Also, the food in the village, there are 2 taverns there, is very good, is local, because as the locals eat there, it's not a touristy place. The food is very affordable and of very good quality. We will also have there an Homeric dinner, so recipes that they used to cook in ancient Greece. And the next day, we will do a botanic walk. I will narrate the plant, the myths, and also the nutritional and healing qualities of the plants. And then we will visit Artemis Valley. Artemis, the goddess, was not worshipped in temples, inside temples and sanctuaries. She was worshipped in the wild. So we will visit this valley and we will do some rituals there, and also a picnic, a traditional Greek farmer's picnic with tomatoes, local tomatoes and local cheese and olives and these rusks, this local bread. And we also do some very powerful ceremonies there. Here you see the photos from last year on Artemis Valley. The next day, we will visit the most ancient sanctuary in Greece. So these are Diros caves. They are underground. There is an underground river. The caves have stalagmites and stalactites, and we will go there. We'll do the tour by boat. It's very impressive. It's the best cave. They are the best caves in Greece regarding the decoration of stalagmites and stalactites. Now here you can see another photo of them. And that day we will end up for lunch at Limeni Fishermen Village. You will also see the sea turtles there, the Mediterranean sea turtles swimming in the water, and the houses there are tower houses. This is the Mani Peninsula, which is a well-known place in Greece, and because of its history, the houses here are built like towers. The next day, we will do some activities in the village. So we will visit the Gastronomy Museum. It's, I think it's the only gastronomy museum we have in Greece. And the reason we have built this gastronomy museum in this village is because in this village, they have kept the traditions, the nutritional traditions that have survived since the ancient Spartan time. So it is very interesting. And also we will do a poetry workshop on Sapphic poetry. You know, Sappho was the first poet in the world that spoke about feelings, and particularly erotic feelings, and for women. Dancing is an internal part of our itinerary. So we're gonna dance almost every day. You are going to learn Greek dances. And every evening, Jody is gonna facilitate women's circles so that we can integrate the whole experiences we have every day. The next day, we will do snorkeling in Pavlopetri. Pavlopetri is the oldest submerged town in the world, 4000 BC. Snorkeling there is very easy. The depth is only 2 meters, so you only need goggles and nothing else, and we can swim there. And from there, we will visit Elafonisos Island. This is one of the most amazing beaches in the Mediterranean Sea. It was Princess Diana's favorite place. And the next day, we will visit the weaving school at Geraki. So this is the first school in Greece where they teach weaving, because there the tradition is like Penelope's tradition, the old style of looms, the standing looms. We will have a wine and cheese and olives tasting. I will also give every day something little like modern Greek language class based on Greek you already know and you use in the English language. We will do a Greek rhythms and drums circle and hangpan drum sound healing. So there is a variety of workshops we are going to offer every day. Mainly these workshops are for the June trip, because in the September trip we don't have much time. Still, in both trips, we are going to visit the Monemvasia Castle town. This is the most beautiful, picturesque, and well-preserved medieval, that is Byzantine castle town in Greece. It is built on a small rock and a small islet. It is fortified, and it is like that. It's very beautiful, and it has been authentically preserved. And on the way back, the last day, on the way back to Athens, we will visit one of the most romantic towns in Greece. To my opinion, it's the most romantic town in Greece. It is Nafplio. So in fact, you will, in this trip, you will experience everything that Greece has to offer: the culture, the beaches, the caves, the rural life, the gastronomy. You will have an overview, but regarding experiences, it will be in all aspects an experiential trip. And our women healing circles are a very important part of our trip, because one aim, one goal is the experiences, And the other one is the connection between us, among us in the group. So join us if you want to immerse into your sacred self, if you want to make lifelong friends, and if you want to transform your life. And I'm saying that because we have this experience from last year's retreat. We really made lifelong friends, and almost all women that have taken part in this trip, they say that it was transformational for their lives, for my life too. So thank you.
Oh, can you stop the screen share?
Yes,
Just hit
yes,
stop
will.
share. Awesome. Okay, thank you, Demetra. I think that gives you a pretty nice little sampling. Why don't we take some questions, and then I do want to show you photos, because photos are really gonna give you a sense. Keeping in mind, hi Bonnie Lee, long time no see. Hey, so good to see you. I'm glad you made it on. And Joanne, hello to you also. So keeping in mind that the website is really detailed. What I'm going to do just briefly is I want to show you, I just want to have a quick run through. So this is the home page. There's a couple of videos. We did an empowerment using Greek goddess archetypes. It's actually a workshop that Demetra taught, and it really goes into some of the material. And then this is just a fun little slideshow that Demetra put together with music, and it's fun. And then here's testimonials on the first page. And then the sacred roots, if you hover here, you'll get the details for June or September, but there's also just the general page. So if you're really looking at pricing, dates, what's what, if you come to the sacred roots page here, you'll really be able to just compare the two trips. You'll notice that per day, September seems less expensive, and that's because it's the festival part of it is less guided by us. And we've set all the framework so that you can come and it's just easy to jump on and do the trip. But that's why it's a longer trip, but it seems less expensive. That's why. Here's the at a glance itineraries for both trips. Gives you just a little at a glance, and then you'll see all of these links to take you wherever you want to go to learn more. The June and September, please do take a look here, because you will see that we have really broken it down. So if you're trying to figure out which trip to go on, they are quite different. Look at the different events and activities and see whether you want to kind of split kind of a way more social party-ish with some deep dive, or are you really doing this more for the transformational deep dive kind of part? Frequently asked questions, please do look here. We tried to really answer whatever might come up for you, down to even a WISE debit card that if you travel at all is a really good thing to get, because it's interest bearing and you can use it everywhere. We have photos and videos here. This is from more photos from our last trip, and here's the workshop. So you can do that. This is just past trips that I've taken people on if you want to just get a sense of those kinds of things. And then the about goes in a little bit more detail about, this is about me. Here's just meetup group photos. And then on the Sacred Roots page, you can learn more about Demetra also here. She just published recently. She just published a book on Homeric archaeology, and she was recognized, like big time recognition by the top Greek archaeologists for this book. Big deal. Congratulations, Demetra. Really, like she's doing a book tour, like it's a big deal. And when I say award winning, I mean award winning. So, the Acropolis Museum has given her awards and probably other places. She's very humble, so I have to brag about her. She doesn't want to do it herself, but she's really something. Okay, we've got some questions. Melissa, yours was first. This is my girlfriend, Melissa, and I believe she's coming in June. What's your question, babe? She's in the other room.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for that wonderful presentation. I
Yes.
really got of kind of the essence of what the trip was like last year, and sort of just the kind of, it sounds like we're going to get like a full picture of the culture and you know, different types of experience and the goddess archetypes and everything. I just had a question about accommodations, and also, is there going to be Wi-Fi access and places to plug things in, and what the accommodations are like for each day, or is there periods of time where we don't have access to those things, or kind of what that's like?
So there is Wi-Fi access in Sparta Gaia, and in the hotels we are staying as well. In Xylokas, we will stay in a very good hotel, a seafront hotel, so the rooms are very decent, and you will have sea view. It's next to a forest also, where we can you can swim on June on the water there, and the place is very beautiful. Sparta Gaia is an authentic Spartan mansion. There are double twin rooms there, so two persons will stay in a room. If someone really needs to stay by themselves, we will look in the village and maybe we can find some more rooms. And there is Wi-Fi, and although the building is old and has been renovated, I want to make sure that we have all the comfort we need in modern apartments. So these are really apartments with private bathroom and separate entrance each apartment, and they also have some kitchenette, some small facilities for cooking, but we will not need to cook anyway, because the food in the village is delicious, is very affordable. It's less than 15 euros a day. We have not included the meals, and Jody can say just the breakfast, but it's very affordable, and there is also variety for meat lovers or for vegetarian, for those who prefer vegetarian food.
Yeah, the breakfast at Sparta Gaia, you're doing the same thing you did last time, I'm assuming. She had women in the village cooking homemade things. So they have, I don't remember what it's called, Dimitra, but they have something I love. They're these, they're like spanakopita's. So they're like a thin crust with greens inside, and they have that for breakfast. One of the things for breakfast, fresh fruit and cheeses, and we had like 10 different homemade spreads to go on the homemade breads and eggs, and it's a beautiful breakfast every day. Yeah.
Yes, and in the village they have the tradition of green pines. You know, in Greece we eat wild greens, so they collect them in the winter and then they make pies, they make salads. They also have homemade pasta, fresh pasta. So they have different local recipes. The place is not a touristy place. So you will eat what the Greeks also eat, and the food there is delicious.
Everything's very fresh. Michelle.
Yeah. I
sorry.
saw one more thing. I saw a question on the chat about bread. So if you want gluten-free breakfast, we also have this option.
Okay, Michelle.
Okay, two questions. One is, what is the name of Dimitra's book and where can we purchase it?
It's in Greek.
The name of what?
Oh, never mind then.
There's
okay.
There is a picture on the website too that you can see her holding it. But if you wanna write that in there, you can see it on the trip too. But you won't be able to necessarily read it. But it's Homeric archaeology. Is there anything you want to say about your book?
Yeah, Michelle, these days, this month, the winter months, I'm sitting down and I'm translating the book in English. And I don't know if we'll be published by June, but my aim is to be published in English by Springer, which is a German a publisher that publishes international books. So I will let you know when it will be published.
Wonderful. Thank you. And my second question is, and if this is already on the website, like in the FAQ section, just let me know. But as far as like, I know everything that's included in the trip, and you know, we'll have that budgeted or whatnot, but and it's probably going to vary widely by individual person, but for what is not included, what is like a wide ballpark figure of like what we should budget for, like money wise, like just so we can be like well prepared
For September.
if you're, yeah, for September.
So I'll start, Demetra, and you jump in. Food is not as expensive there as it is here. So, you know, ranging from probably the fanciest place and like a swordfish deluxe meal, probably the nicest dinner you could buy where we're going to be traveling. Maybe Athens excluded. Athens is probably going to be a little different, but I mean, the most, what, 15 euros for like a super nice meal dinner?
Yeah.
And the lunches, you know, the reason it's too hard to coordinate, some people are hungry, some people aren't, some people only want a snack in the day, some people want a big meal. It's too hard. That's why we just let everybody handle their meals on the road themselves. But, you know, lunch is 8 euros, maybe 10 euros, you know, depending. Sometimes we stop on the way at little takeouts and you can get a little pies, you know, like meat pies or green pies, and we eat on the road. So we're always doing different things. So, but if you wanted to really, not including alcohol, if you wanted to really budget for food, you know, 2 meals a day, and we're really gonna just say deluxe everything you could ever want to eat, I would say $30 a day at like the most food, the most expensive. So probably it won't be that. And then there's not a lot of things. If you bring your own, if you want to snorkel and you bring your own snorkel equipment that's there, you could buy snorkel equipment there. If you don't want to carry it, it's not going to be very expensive. So there's dealing with the snorkel stuff. And then there's really, besides souvenirs, there's not much you have to spend. I mean, when I get to Eressos Village, there's a bakery there, and I hit it every single day. It's my ritual because they have these foil wrapped dark chocolate clusters with nuts. So I spend my the equivalent of 25 cents every day to get my chocolate. But you know, there's bakeries and little snacks and things that you probably, you know, want to spend, but there's really not any big expenses besides just the little luxury extra things that you want and souvenirs. And food.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to add, Demetra?
No, I would just, I would only say that in the village where we are staying, where Sparta Gaia is, the food is very affordable and the portions are huge. Sometimes we have to share, 2 persons, we need to share the food, and you will love the food there. So 15 euros maximum. Sometimes you will eat with much less. And I also want to add that we are going to wonderful restaurants. So to the places that we will visit, we have chosen the best restaurants and taverns, so that you have an idea of different, and you taste different flavors of Greek food.
And remember, they're pulling the fish out of the sea probably a couple hours before you're eating it.
Yeah.
It is fresh, and the organic gardens, the produce is just beautiful. So it's always fun. You get to a restaurant, what's your fresh fish of the day? You know, and it's like, it's amazing. Karen. What's that?
I think Sherry was up first.
Oh, I don't see any other hands raised. Where's Sherry?
And
Oh,
I have
Sherry.
a question too, whenever you have time, because I lost my internet.
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead, because I only see one hand up, so I don't know who else is waiting to ask. Oh, there's.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. This is Cherie. Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, I see.
Okay, so our question is it better to bring a lot of euros or pay for most things with the credit card?
I do address that some in the frequently asked questions. I would bring some euros. I don't like to travel with a lot of cash. I recommend getting the Wise card personally because it bears, I think, 4.8% interest. It doesn't cost anything to get the card. They send you the debit and you can use it for everything. And the thing about the card is when you withdraw cash, you can withdraw cash, $200, you can pay $25 in fees on a regular credit or debit card. The Wise card, it's like $4. So it turned out I was getting cash for everybody all the time and they were Venmoing me and I was taking cash out. But what I did is I just threw a bunch of money in there and every month I get interest on it. So I'm like, hey, that's cool. So I just put however much I possibly think I could spend, let it sit in that account and then just bring my Wise card everywhere. You can use credit cards or debit cards. Almost every place will take it, even in the little villages. Most places are going to take the card. There are, there's conversion fees, right? It's more dollars to the euro. And debit, you probably want to consult your individual card, debit or credit card to find out what their international fees are. So all I can vouch for is you can use the Wise card everywhere and you won't need a ton of euros, but people do withdraw cash. They always find things, you get a juice in this little village and you get this and there, but you don't have to bring a large amount of euros. Anything you want to add, Demetra?
No.
Thank you.
Sure. And Karen?
So this is rather specific. Can you recommend like airlines, like from flying out from San Francisco and anything about travel insurance?
Yes. And what so one important part of this is we're gonna have Zoom meetings for people that register. So we are going to meet each other, interact with each other. That's when people chose their roommates just from getting to know each other online. Pick your roommates. Travel insurance, you absolutely want it for sure. And in fact, we require it. It's usually about $100, something like that. It's not very much. And you can get it. I know my Chase credit card, I buy everything with my Chase credit card because lots of stuff comes included on that. So there's some travel stuff that comes included. There's a bunch of stuff. So always get it. Don't use a debit card. We had somebody rented a car and bumped the car because she paid with a debit card. She didn't get any coverage. So make sure and use a credit card that has this extra coverage. Travel insurance is quite easy. You can search online. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. Most coverages are just simple. There's big companies that specialize in travel insurance. And what was the other part of your question? Oh, airlines. Yeah. So what we're going to do as soon as this first kind of group of registrations happen, we'll have an initial Zoom meeting so people can talk about, some people we actually kind of recommend coming in a day early because it is 10 hours ahead. It does take a little bit to shift over. And people did meet ahead of time and they went to the Parthenon the day before. So people from the group got together because we're going to have a shared Google spreadsheet, easy to use. I'll help everybody get on it. You'll see who's coming, when they're arriving, where they're staying. You can see, so you can all coordinate with each other so that you can spend time together ahead of time. Also, if you plan on traveling a bunch, like I always try to do United because I get a lot of points, travel points, if you use the same airlines. And then I'm kind of figuring out different portals to get good prices. So I just found something recently and I'm still researching whether there's any catches to it. It's called Fare Porto, where the fares there were so much cheaper. And I think the catch is you have to pay for luggage, but it was so much cheaper. Even when you pay for luggage, it's still cheaper. So I'm still researching that, but you can find sometimes websites. There's one called Student Universe, and you have to check whether you're a student, a teacher, or just a traveling adult. So make sure you put traveling adult, and they also have good fares on there. So, yeah, so it's not a blanket statement. I mean, United is great, but they're not always the best price. So you got to research that a little bit. Yeah. Bonnie Lee.
I don't know if you said this, because like I said, I lost my internet
problem.
connection, of course, when I have one Zoom meeting a month, you know?
No
Anyway,
problem.
thanks for all of this so far. I am excited again about the possibility of joining in the June trip.
Good.
I am hoping, like, I think it sounds like there's a way to connect with other people from California, other women from California.
Yes.
So that we could maybe travel together and kind of
Yes.
coordinate that at the airport.
Yes.
That would be really nice.
Mhm.
So what I wanted to be certain about is if you arrive in Athens, you're not having anybody meet and greet us at the airport, right? Whereas we just go to wherever we're staying in Athens on our own.
Yes, so that's the one
Right.
piece because everyone's coming in at different times. So, but we're gonna coordinate and hook you guys up together the best we can. Worst case scenario, worst, grab your luggage, walk out. You have the Uber app on your phone. The Uber app in Greece is actually taxis. They don't have Uber, but you can use it just like you would. You put in where Athena's hotel, put it in there. The driver comes up, picks you up. It's like 55 euros, worst case scenario. You can also, which I doubt any of you are going to want to do, but you can get your luggage and get on the public transportation and get off a couple blocks away. But I'm thinking everyone's going to probably be pretty tired by then. And also we are going to be renting vans. So if the hotel's about almost a half an hour away. So if it works out that we're going to be there getting the vans in any possible way that we can figure it out, we'll give rides to whoever's there. But just plan on that you're going to just take a taxi there. And then if anything better happens and we can coordinate with you together, we'll do it.
Okay. And
That's the only time. The other side, we bring you to the airport on the way
Okay.
back.
So from the June 1st to the 13th, how many times are we packing up and changing accommodations?
So you,
So,
go ahead.
so you spent the first night in Athens and then 3 nights in Xylokastro, the beachfront town, and the rest of the days in Sparta Gaia.
Oh, okay. So we stay still then.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
3 different places. And then when you
Okay.
come
3 different
back,
places.
Mhm.
you may be spending one last night at the Athena's Hotel. And you
Right.
know, we're going to be a bunch of us. So if at all part of your concern is schlepping luggage, we'll help you.
Okay. Right.
I know, because you're little and you probably have big luggage.
My suitcase is bigger than me. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. No worries.
Okay.
No
All
worries.
right. Thank you.
Yeah. Joan, you're on mute. Joanne, sorry. You're on mute.
Mute.
Okay. Hi.
Right. Hi. I'm
Hi,
not
nice.
used to this. This is only the second Zoom call I've ever had in my entire life.
Awesome.
No.
You're Scottish. You're Scottish. Yes, Scottish.
I'm Scottish, yes. So I'll be coming from Edinburgh.
Oh, I love it. I know your accent because of Outlander, because Outlander was like,
Oh, yes. Well,
Oh.
where I live in Fife, I live near St Andrews. I was there today on the beach.
what was
and
that? What was that?
I live near St Andrews,
Oh, okay.
right? And I was there this afternoon on the beach with my
Oh.
dog. And I met some people from, wait, get this right, New State, New York. Is that right?
Upstate New York?
Could be. I don't know. I've never been to America, so I don't know. I live actually about 10 miles away from Falkland Palace, where the opening scenes of Outlander were filmed.
Oh.
And also where a lot of the scenes from Outlander were filmed. I
Oh.
also was in Edinburgh yesterday and was in the Old Town where Jamie was working the printing presses. So I was there as well.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So
That's your claim to fame.
Edinburgh is only an hour away from me.
Oh,
Now,
it's amazing.
I'm only 4'10", so like that other lady, my suitcase will probably be bigger than me. Okay.
No problem.
I also have mobility. Oh, excellent. I also have mobility problems, so I'll bring my walking poles with me.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
The other thing, if there are any other Scottish people, then that would be great if we could meet in Edinburgh Airport, because I know the flight that goes to Athens, and I'm okay with the price of that, as I think I said that to you before. I've never travelled on my own, so this is a mega first and a very much a scary moment.
Bravo.
Oh, thank you.
Bravo. And
But
if there's a way to meet you, or if there, we will do whatever
please,
we can
please
to
do,
support you.
please. Right, please do, because
Yeah.
I'll be like a rabbit in headlights. So if you could please help, then that would be
Rabbit.
wonderful. But
That's
I am
funny, a
so looking
rabbit.
forward. Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to the June journey. Yeah,
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, if we can go out of our way, we'll try to figure out how to support all of you to once you
that's great.
arrive. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you very much indeed.
Yes.
Thank you, Jodie.
Absolutely. Yes, our pleasure.
Thank
Anybody
you.
else? And there'll always be alternative things if you don't feel up to, we're going to be, particularly in June, we're going to be going. We do have a whole day to just be at Sparta Gaia and do workshops, and we're going to have like a day in between to kind of reset. But if you're tired, we had somebody on our last trip. She just skipped some things. She went and rested. You can alter your own itinerary. Excuse me, as long as it doesn't affect, where the vans need to go and where the group's going. We'll all work with you on giving you alternative activities if you need them. Just bring a good book in case you want to sit at a cafe while we're snorkeling. That would be great. So you're going to snorkel. Okay, awesome. Awesome. So I'd like to show some photos. Can you all stay on a little bit longer to see some photos? Sorry, I estimated. Okay, no problem, Bonnie Lee. And just look on the website in the photo album, because there's lots of photos there too. And also I'm going to post this meeting on the Lesbian Getaway site, so you can just fast forward to the end and you'll be able to see. I'm going to keep the recording going. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Demetra? Oh, yeah, Karen. Oh, okay. You're just saying bye-bye. Okay. 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 So I'm gonna show some photos, maybe like 15 minutes, something like that. I couldn't figure out how to rearrange them, unfortunately, so we're gonna be bouncing from thing to thing. But I think that you'll find them entertaining. So here we go. So this is our first night welcome. Demetra is going to be sending out little packets to kind of get you oriented and prepared for the journey. So this is us in our very first meeting each other and kind of going through the orientation. This is us getting ready to hit the road. This is the very beginning. We took the subway. We were going over to the Acropolis Museum. So this display, the thing in Greece, there's like displays everywhere. Sometimes you'll be in the hotel, and as you go downstairs to the breakfast, there's a glass wall, and you look through the glass wall, and it's ruins right there under the hotel, a whole like thing of ancient structure. Because they don't, right, Demetra? They have a thing, you can't ruin them. You can't ruin the ruins. Oh, that's funny. So they preserve them, and wherever they can, you can see them. So it's just mind-boggling how the ancient and the modern are just existing together at the same time. And I think that's probably why the energy is so strong there as well, because it remains. This is just us at the Acropolis Museum. So Demetra's giving us a whole little kind of orientation and talk before we go in. Sorry, Demetra, it's not a great picture of you, but it does show your skill. Here's the Acropolis. This was us having lunch at the Acropolis Museum with the Acropolis in the background. This is one of our first meals together. This is and Demetra, just interrupt me if you want to say something instead of me about a slide, please just go for it. So this is us getting ready to go into the Eleusinian Mysteries. So this mystery place, they had a thing in the ancient days that, stuff went down there, really cool mystical things, and you weren't allowed to leave and tell anybody what happened. Like, wasn't there a big punishment or something? Like they kept it secret.
Yeah, anyone who would reveal what was happening in these mysteries would be sentenced to death. As an archaeologist, I have done a research, year-long research on these mysteries, and I cannot say that I know what was happening, but I don't have questions. So this is different, and I will try to convey you the energy of the place and explain you as much as I can what was happening there, and we'll also have experiences there.
It
It's
was
very powerful.
It was powerful for us. Like people really
powerful.
like opened up into, it was really beautiful. This cave is where we did a little thing there. That was so powerful.
Yeah, in this case, they connected with the underworld, with the world of the deceased, and we had very powerful experiences there.
So these are just there's a museum there that has just beautiful sculptures and art. This is us at ancient Corinth with the castle in the background. I remember going to this, but I don't remember what that was. That's in Athens walking around. This is us. This is at the Olive Oil Museum. So we walk in and then Demetra starts doing her thing and opens up this whole paradigm of things you never thought about or things you never knew or things that you never knew that you wanted to know and now you know. I always fight to keep the Olive Oil Museum in the itinerary, not fight, but I pushed for it because I really liked it, and it's this was it. And this was us at the amphitheater having a moment. Really amazing site there. This is in Agios Dimitris, which is where Spartagaia is. This is one of the little restaurants in the village. This is at Spartagaia. This is Demetra's home. This is a picture I took. I love taking just photos in the moment. And I put this on the website. I love this photo. This is us dancing. This is at Artemis Valley before we hike down into the valley to do our whole day there, which is just magical. This was in the Artemis Valley. We're having a farmer's picnic. This was bathing in the waters of the Artemis Valley. Really fun and amazing thing we did there. Little ritual there. This is Sue, who had little gifts for us, these little spritzer gifts for us. This is the Homeric meal, part of the Homeric meal. Yummy yum. This is us at the restaurant in the village having dinner. We'll be going there for sure. This is the weaving school. You get to actually try weaving. It's pretty neat. This is just a little church. That was in Garaki, I think, because I remember stopping to take the picture. I have been known to just stop the vans. I have to take this picture. We had so much fun dancing. This is by the seaside. We went swimming to this cave and had lunch and just had so much fun. This is in Monemvasia. I love Monemvasia, Castletown. I love it. I just love it. So, you know, we're cruising around up and down these little paved walkways, and, you know, Demetra just stops and says, notice this thing. And then she'll tell us a whole story about something that we might not have even noticed. That's really interesting. This focus is all wrong. I didn't mean to put this picture in here. I didn't notice. We're out of focus and the background's in focus, but it's kind of cool. This is us doing was this our poetry, right? We did a poetry workshop and then we got to stand up and read it to everybody, and I was pretty amazed what just kind of flowed out of me, because you get in this really open creative space and boom, amazing poems. Did we act out our poems, or was this something else?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, because we wrote poems and then we like got to put together little plays. And this was our spear throwing ancient goddess games. Spear throwing. Ha! We found a root at the Artemis Valley and we brought it back to plant at Sparta-Gaia. Is it growing?
Yes, it is. It is.
Yay! So we wanted
Cyclamen.
We wanted to have our Sacred Roots 2023 have a special little garden blossoming from us. And then I brought this so that this little light could live at Sparta-Gaia. This is actually a different folder than the folder I put together. This is the last one I put together, but this was us at a little village called Hyassos on Lesvos that we try to stop at on the way if we have time to. This is at Amazonas Ecoland. This here, this woman with this beautiful hair here is Ronit, who started this. This is Christina. Her father owned the land that Ronit bought. She's lived in the village her whole life, so she helped give the tour of Mesotopos, which is the village that Amazonas is part of, and that's part of the walking tour we'll do. This was a sheep home that she has remodeled to live in. It used to be for the sheep. This is us sitting and having a meal at Amazonas, doing a little workshop there. Oops, these are not the photos I put together. We did a ceramic, workshop. We made homemade bread. These two ladies from the village, Maria and Maria. Every other woman is named Maria and every other man is named Panagiotis. So Panagiotis and Maria. Look at this. This is one of my photos I had to put together because I just love taking photos. We had an olive oil and wine tasting party. So much fun. This is Catherine. I'd say she had the biggest transformation on our trip. Oh my God. I don't know if you can see, but her face is just so filled with love and joy, and she did not start out that way. She was really struggling, and she just had an amazing trip. This is the I think this is the this is the monastery on one of the day trips. We took photos. The woman in the middle was helping Amazonas for a while. This is walking around the monastery, having lunch. This is at one of the castles in Sigri. This is the Parasol restaurant in Eressos. My restaurant is right next door. That was my favorite restaurant before. This is the Rock. So the lesbians at the festival, about 100 lesbians swim to the Rock every morning, 10 a.m. sharp. And I never did it until I realized that I could float to the Rock. So I bought a noodle and I floated to the Rock. And that was super fun. This is us down at the beach dancing after one of our special lunches. So much fun. This is like, I love dancing, so dancing is just really a highlight for me. This is our group. She's Greek. There's all different people. This is Maria, who owns a guest house, and Ronit, who owns Amazonas. Maria's mother here, and then us. This was a volunteer from Turkey, at Amazonas. It's so nice going there because you get to meet people from all over the world. This was a cooking class. We had a Greek cooking class. This is the beach in Tavari, which is a little village next to Eressos. This is Maria's guest house. We were playing a getting to know you kind of game. Monombasi again. Amazonas. This is the bakery on the walking tour. Mesotopos on Lesvos. This is Mesotopos, part of the walking tour. Mesotopos. We went to a cheese factory. That's feta cheese right there. We got to play with a little baby goat. Cheese. We went on a tour of the Women's Co-op Bakery, which we'll do on the walking tour at Amazonas. This is Claire, a British goddess who lives on Lesvos, who teaches meditation and yoga and does massage. Okay, are you guys up for a couple more minutes? Because this is not actually the photos that I set aside for us for today. This was something I put aside from before, but I did have here. I have a few more pictures. I'll just go through them kind of fast. I'm going to kind of whip through them, okay? If you have, you can all go off of mute if you want, and if you want to just throw out a question while we're going, just do it, okay? Because I'm going to go through them fast. I'm just going to say really quick. This is in Athens before we got on the ferry. This is from our 2022 trip. This was at the festival one night. We were dancing at the festival. Amazonas. 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 We did an art therapy class at Amazonas. This was at the festival. This is a little sample of what it's like at night. We did a group at the guest house here. This is Ruth Schwartz from Conscious Girlfriend Academy. She and I are collaborating, some serious collaborations. This is her right here. She does amazing classes for women. Cooking class. This is me, my photography. Sometimes I just have to stop and grab that photo because I love this photo. This is Hyassos, the village that's between the airport on Lesbos and the village. So if we have time to stop here, I love it. It's an authentic ceramic village. Can't promise it. It depends on timing. This is Aressos. Is this Aressos? No. Is that Aressos, Vitra, or Tavari?
No, this is Tavari.
Tavari. This is the village underneath near Amazonas, which is the next little village over. It's like a 10-minute drive. This is Sigri, part of one of the day trips if we do it. The monastery on the way to Sigri. A photo moment for me at Maria's guest house. This is Aressos. So this is the walkway in Aressos where the festival is, where part 2 is going to be. It's just so quaint and so cute and wonderful to just hang out in. Amazonas. This is the Aeolian Village. This is where we're staying. It's a really nice hotel. This is us. A quick video. This man was a server. He's giving us, I know you don't have the sound. He's giving us dance lessons, and I feel completely uncoordinated. You can rent scooters. These are our friends. This is Diana. She came in 2022. She lives in Panama, and now we're like super good friends. And this is Claire. These are friends from the festival. We're all having a Friday night Shabbat dinner. This is the main shopping drag. This is about half of it, okay? This is the main shopping drag in Aressos, Scala Aressos. This is Joanna, the founder of the festival and now a very good friend. Nighttime. During the festival, there's just various places you can go where somebody's playing music. This is the chapel at the end of the beach in Aressos. This is where Dimitra and I filmed our little silly videos. Another photo moment of a little Buddha on the beach. This is the orientation again. Saw this, saw this, saw this. Okay, let me go quickly through these. I know it. Okay, this is one of the breakfast spreads. These are the pies for breakfast. They're so good. This is at Sparta-Gaia. This is us having one of our little morning meetings, which we all look for. I think we all look forward to for the most part, unless you got some shit stirred up and then you come anyway and you get to move through it. Artemis Valley. Homeric dinner. Weaving school. Monamvasia. This is again us doing one of our workshops at Sparta-Gaia. Roots, we saw that, saw that. Ronit. Oh, look at that picture. Isn't this cute? A photo moment. So they just made this from scratch. And we all watched. I got to dig my hands in and mush the bread around, and this was the end result. These ladies These Greek ladies, they're from the village. They are so lovely and warm and wonderful. Okay. This is the parasol, dancing, dancing. Look. Oh, who doesn't love a baby goat? Sheep, sorry, sheep. This is in Mesotopos, they have a little museum similar to the museum that Dimitra put together in her village. Bakery. Look at this. Sue, she's my best friend. Sue had quite an experience ranging from a lot of grief because both her parents had died to laughing harder and having more joy than she's ever had in her life. This was a party at Amazonas. We had 2 musicians and this Greek singer, ancient Greek kind of music. So nice.
Excuse me, Jodie, can I ask a question, please?
Yes, you can.
Right. I noticed that there's a lot of, well, sitting down on mats type thing.
You will always have an alternative. We will always have something for you.
I'm not able to do that because of my back.
No
so
problem.
can I get a chair or something? Other than that,
Always.
I need
We will always,
somebody
we will
give me a
always,
haircut.
yes, we'll always take care of you. Hands
Thank
down.
you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes.
I don't have a question, but a comment. I'm beyond excited.
Oh, Wendy, I'm so glad.
Yeah, me too.
Go ahead. I'm going to
Excited.
keep showing pictures, but go ahead and say whatever you want. This is the flamingos. The flamingos migrate through here, and we will stop and
Oh,
see
wow.
flamingos. Yes.
My mum loved them.
Look at this. Food.
Wow.
This is lunch. Go ahead. Did you want to say something, Wendy? Oh, that you said it already, right?
No. Is that your restaurant there?
No, I'll show you my restaurant though.
Oh,
This was at the Aeolian. We were having meetings. This is the hotel. This is just a night. This is the Flamingo, which is the British lesbian owned place. They have
Oh,
a lot
good.
of events. So this is getting ready before either some music or they do Liz's quizzes night. So this is
That's
during
good.
the festival. Yeah. This is the Natural History Museum. This is us swimming in Sigri. This is the old castle in the background, and we went swimming. It was so wonderful.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this is the last trip from last September to the festival. Bakery. See these things? These are the things. I'll give you a secret. We're going to take some of those on our right, Dimitra? We're taking that on our Artemis Valley ancient picnic kind of thing. So you'll learn all about these strange little items here because we don't have them. And this is Dimitra, what? I can't remember. I remember this is at the cheese factory. Cheese? I
Yeah.
think this was
Or
some, yeah,
butter.
this is cheese, right? Because the woman there owns the cheese factory. Yeah, they're doing something with that. This is in Mesotopos, a really beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, it's a really beautiful chapel. We get to go
Wow.
into. This is Maria's organic garden. I always go out of my way to try to have a tour of it. It's just so beautiful. I never knew how
Wonderful.
peanuts grew, but they have peanuts and fig trees with just the figs are this big and they're so beautiful.
Wow.
They're so delicious. This is paniotes. This is us at a cooking class at Amazonas. Our bread again. This is one night at the festival. Flamingos, look.
Oh,
This is the castle in Molivos. So Molivos is the other place other than Aressos, the kind of other place to visit. There's like 3 places, Sigri, Molivos, and Aressos. So this is the castle in Molivos.
are we going there in June?
That could be a day trip that I will help you organize on your down days if you want to go there. Yes.
Okay.
That's on Lesbos?
Yes. It's very easy to just drive to it and walk around. It's no problem. This is a part of the entertainment and the festival. These 3 women do the festival. This is Wendy on the left, Liz and Joanna, the founder. So right now, officially, Wendy and Joanna are the kind of the owners, the official owners of the festival, and Liz is like their right-hand person that helps with scheduling talent and everything. Here's
Will that be on the September trip?
oh yes, oh yes,
Right,
a
okay.
big part of
Oh,
the
yeah,
September
okay.
trip. So
Okay.
this is the big venue at the festival that holds 500 to 600 women, and this is where the stage is. These are just a part of the performances. This was a Cher impersonator who was, you cannot believe her voice. Oh my God. She moves and sounds and sings just like Cher. This woman was amazing. I was so impressed at the quality of the performances. This is a workshop. This was my workshop. I led this workshop during the festival. So this was called Golden Nuggets, where we kind of access a special piece of wisdom that we have from living our lives that we want to share, that we feel like other people could benefit from. That was part one. And part two, we shared our wisdom with each other, and it was quite wonderful. So it was really fun for me to lead a workshop. This is Demetra over here leading one of her workshops. She leads, was that ecstatic dance probably, Demetra, or goddess empowerment or something? So there's wonderful workshops.
Yeah, I think it's about Greek dances and ecstatic dance. And during our itineraries on June and September, we will also teach everyone Greek dances.
Yes. So this is one of the workshop spaces. My restaurant is going to be one of the workshop spaces too. So this is us. This is me leading my workshop called Circles, where everybody gets in circles of 5, and I ask a question, everybody gets to respond. So you really get to meet and learn about each other. And then after every round, you get up and you go to a new circle. So you end up sitting with a new person each time. So pretty much everybody here really got to meet each other and ended up hanging out for the rest of the trip. I saw people together from that. This is one of the restaurants at the water. Everything's on the waterfront. This is one of the afternoon, this is one of the afternoon parties that we had. The performers, go on. The performers usually will play, there'll be something in the afternoon, another music and dance performer. This woman here lives there. She is unbelievable, this woman. She works at the refugees. She has she told a story, you guys. She told a story. She was on her way flying back. She's British. She's a social worker. On her way flying back to London to go home. And she looked out because the airport is right at the beach. This makes me want to cry. She looked out and there was a raft or a small boat of refugees coming in that they were in trouble of some sort. She dropped her luggage, ran across the street, ran in the water, went out there, swam to get them and brought them to the shore. And then she's soaking wet, and she went back and got her luggage and got on her flight soaking wet. Okay, so there's a big refugee camp there. And, you know, my intention, I was a chiropractor for my career. My intention is to go and spend some time there and do some chiropractic there. I haven't made it yet because my equipment hasn't been able to have the right transformer, but this year I'm going to bring a transformer. So there's some really good people over there, So I'm going to do more. Here's more just dancing on the beach. This is the Cher performances. This is Sue on the beach. This is the beach. This is the Sappho rock. Supposedly, Sappho's face is here right by the sun, and then her hair kind of wafts to the side. This is a little beach bar there. This is Aressos. This is where we have our breakfast. I mean, the Aeolian, the patio where we have our breakfast. This was part of the festival. This was the Barbie. This was Barbie and Ken dress up. We showed the movie, and these are the Barbies. This is us with friends. Festival. This is Demetra empowering us all. This is lunch. I mean, this is dinner. This is my favorite dinner, you guys. Oops. When you order swordfish, they walk up. See this up here? They take a cut. They take it and they cook it and they bring it to you for dinner or lunch. This is an afternoon party at the Flamingo. This is one of the restaurants. This is the morning ritual of swimming to the beach. When it's your first time, there's a ceremony and you get an award. First time. This is afternoon music. Talent show. Awards. This is the Sappho office. This is one of the workshops that my friend India led. She just published a book, so she did a book reading. There's authors coming to show their films for the first time and their books. This is the ancient meal. Dimitra puts together an ancient meal. We do an herbal mythology walk. She has ancient recipes. Do you want to say anything, Dimitra?
Not particularly. Yes, we're going to have an ancient Greek recipes meal. Yeah, very different than the flavors we have today, but they are delicious too. Yeah.
And she puts together some elixirs with cacao and herbs. This is Turtle Bridge. Under Turtle Bridge, you will see mating turtles. Look at that. Yeah, lots of turtles there. This is the whole volunteer staff from the festival. I took a picture for them during lunch. We had a cacao ceremony. This is Agapi. She's a dance teacher. She also is a spiritual person. She does readings and she leads a cacao ceremony. She's also a Tantra teacher, trainer. She trains Tantra teachers. These are two friends from Israel that I met, Hagar and Hadar. This is me in the water. Me. This is my restaurant. I am one of 3 partners. So this is going to be where we are going to, we're going to have workshops and things at the restaurant now. Show you one more picture and then we will be done. So all the tables are set up here in the terraces. So we're going to have curtains around these so we can close them and do yoga. We can have meetings. We can do our dance classes, all kinds of things. This is the center of Scala, this restaurant right here. It has a courtyard. We'll be having music and dancing. And this is where I will be living all summer. This is my apartment up above here. So I love it here. I hope that you all love it too. Here it is. This is the restaurant on the beach.
Do you have an apartment on top of the restaurant or something? That's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. I know. Something seems to happen. Greece in general, I think it's just the vibe from so much going on. So, you know, the foundation of the culture is honoring and respecting other people's perspectives. It's like just that foundation. It's like I hope I'm giving it justice, Dimitra, because this is just me and my naive American opinion. But it's like really when such a foundation is honoring each other, it just, I love that. And all of the goddess and all is so rich. But something seems to happen when you go to Greece from what I've seen with people. And then you go to Eressos with the lesbians everywhere. And it's like you feel like, oh, I've arrived like where I belong, you know, to the point that I'm like, I will be going probably every year. And I'm sure at some point I will move there. I can't imagine anything else happening. Anything else, Dimitra? And yeah, and then we'll.
Yeah, as I said before, our May trip last year was transformational for all women. So 3 women out of 12 participants in this trip have bought property to Greece or are moving to Greece.
Are you
At
counting
least
me?
maybe. Yeah, including you.
I'm going to have to blame it on both of you when I have to write home and tell my daughter that I'm not coming back.
I'll accept the blame. Gladly. Gladly. And, you know, I extended my trip twice. The first time I went, it cost me thousands of dollars. That's why I just planned on take some time and stick around so I can save you thousands of dollars by not having to get a whole new flight home. So I'm just warning you. Vicky, yes.
I went to Greece about 15, 16 years ago and absolutely loved it. And like you, Jody, I wanted to extend the visit, but my partner at the time wanted to come back. So I thought to myself, I'm going again. I'm going again. I love Greece. There's something about it that is so grounding
There
and
it
so
is.
honest. And you're right, it changes you. So I've been applying for my passport. I just booked an appointment at the post office because my
Bravo.
other passport, I let it expire because I thought, oh, I'm not going to travel overseas. But now I'm like, yes, I am. So thank you so much.
Bravo. So are you considering coming with us?
Oh, absolutely.
Which
Yeah.
one? Which one?
Probably the September one.
Okay, awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, and with the September one, so you can just do like the second half if you can't afford both, right?
Yes,
We're trying
yes.
to figure out which one, because one of my friends might be interested too, so I'm gonna see. I'll make sure she watches the video because she couldn't make it today.
Yes.
But like June's too soon for me, financially.
Yeah.
But also the end of August is my birthday, so I'm like, oh, maybe I can plot it out since I'm turning 40 to
Oh,
go.
heck yeah.
And like my grandfather's family is from Greece originally, so it also part of my heritage I've never gotten to do.
Oh,
So
heck yeah.
that's my hope. I'm hoping I can go on the September one.
If we can
We
support
actually
you
go.
in like a payment plan, Amber, if there's some way that you can like trick yourself to like skim
Yeah.
off some money every month and
Well, if I
send it
keep
over
getting
and I'll put it in an account for you.
if I keep getting pets on the side, because for behavior therapy, I only make so much with my clients, but I have the secondary job, so I'm hoping that will help pay, and then my parents and grandparents can maybe help a little bit for my birthday. So that
Brilliant.
I'm trying to make it work.
Ask them ahead of time. Can you
Yes,
give me my birthday
ahead of
present
time.
early?
Yeah.
Did you say behavior for people or pets? Did you say?
Yeah, I do behavior therapy with humans, and then I do pet sitting on the side. So like I have a cat staying with me. I'm taking care of like 5 other cats.
You know,
So
that's good to know, Amber. You should
Mhm.
post that in our secret Facebook group because people are always looking for pet sitters, right, Michelle?
I don't know if I ever got added to the secret Facebook group. Like I did the one to join on Meetup, but I never
Yeah.
saw the actual link to the Facebook group.
There's
But-
not a link because it's secret. So send me
Yeah.
your email address. I just put my email address right there. Send me your email and I'll send you an invitation. And you could post that you're pet sitting there because I know people are always looking. We are.
Yeah, I have a site on Rover, but also I do it off-site too. It's
Yeah.
like when I'm doing twice a day right now, they're off-site. So they just
So-
text message me.
Okay, and so
Yeah.
post it there and we'll see it there. Post it there.
Okay,
Anybody
I'll
else?
email you.
Yeah. Anybody else have any questions? Tina, Debbie, Lisa? Anybody else? Anything? Thank you so much. Sorry we ran over. I don't know what I was thinking, Demetra, about an hour. No, it never works out that way. I want to really thank you. Thank you for your time, Demetra. Thank you all for taking the time to come be with us.